I want you to move up to audio soundbites 7 and 8. Dana Bash, Carol Costello of CNN. This is CNN's New Day this morning, the first soundbite. And they're worried that if Hillary Clinton, it's all about their own poll, and if they're worried if Hillary can't pull away now, when Trump seems disorganized and the Republicans are organizing maybe a mutiny for their own convention. If Hillary can't pull away now, what does it say about her?
Trump was just doing an interview that I was watching where he was saying just that. And, you know, normally I would say, OK, that's just candidate spin. But he's right. I mean, he has had about the worst few weeks that you can imagine for a general election candidate for a whole host of reasons. The fact that he's only 5 points down, I don't necessarily think shows his strength as much as it shows his opponent's weakness, one that Republicans don't think that he is taking advantage of enough.
Well, and they've got a point. They've got a point. Trump should have been hammering Hillary on that inspector's general report instead of going after the Mexican judge. He should have been hammering her on that. And there are a couple of other things. He's out there tweeting like mad today on her speech. I think those tweets could be better. If I were sitting next to him, his tweets would have been much better. But I'm not sitting next to him. His tweets are okay. You wouldn't find any Republican out there saying what he's saying. And it's a good thing that he's doing it, but there's so many of them could have been so much more specifically targeted. I'll show you what I mean when we get to the sound bites. But the way the CNN people have headlined their own story on their own poll, Clinton tops Trump. It's only 5 points. That's barely outside the margin of error. They're thinking Hillary should be running away with it now just because how bad a week, month, whatever Trump's had. But their headline is Clinton tops Trump, but neither prompts excitement. Oh, they're worried. And here's Carol Costello. And she's always a good bellwether. Figure out, you know, she wears it all on her sleeve there. And as Carol Costello goes, so does pretty much the attitude at CNN. And this was a soundbite from this morning. She's talking to their political editor, Mark Preston, about the CNN poll.
Here's the depressing part of the poll. This really did depress me. 56% would be embarrassed if Trump were president. 39% would be embarrassed if Clinton were elected. That's just depressing. 46% would be afraid if Mrs. Clinton became president. And I'm only saying I'm depressed because these are the two candidates that voters have to choose between.
That's not. It just really says something about the America that we live in right now. Extremely divided. These two candidates that are running are not very well liked, but the fact of the matter is it's what's on the table and it's what voters have to choose from when we reach November.
Right. It's like Rumsfeld said, you go to war with the army you have. Well, you go to the election with the candidates you have. But I have to disagree with Carol Costello. I don't think she's depressed because of the overall. She's depressed because she loves Hillary. All of these women babes in journalism love Hillary. And she can't get her arms around the fact that Mrs. Clinton is that unpopular. These people think they shape opinion, make opinion, influence opinion, and the fact that 46% would be embarrassed if Hillary's elected tells these people, CNN, they're failing in their jobs. They're there to make Hillary look like a queen, to make her likable, to make her lovable, because Hillary can't do that on her own. It's obvious. And that's why she's depressed. She makes a point of saying, look, I'm only depressed because these are the two candidates we have to do. She laughs at everything she says. 39% would be embarrassed if Clinton were elected. 46% be afraid if Mrs. Clinton became president. They think that Trump had, again, a standard, ordinary political belief, rather playbook. The week, the month that Trump has had should have finished him, and it should have sent everybody running eagerly to the Hillary camp, and it's not working out that way. They've wanted Hillary since 2000, and then since 2008, and now finally, Hillary has overcome all the obstacles that those mean misogynists and chauvinists put in her way. And now the public doesn't care. The public is not excited. The public doesn't, and they're just let down. They just can't. So that's an indication. Those two sound bites right there are an indication of the overall mental state of the Democrat Party at large. Don't